NCBA's policy committees provide a means for cattle producers to discuss issues facing the beef industry and develop policies that direct the association's advocacy efforts in Washington. Here's a look at a recent training session in D.C. for the new policy chairs and vice chairs.
In mid-January, the conference room at NCBA's Washington office was packed with cattle producers who traveled in from across the country. They gathered to prepare for the year ahead, volunteering their time to serve as NCBA Policy Committee leaders.
This is a really exciting week for us here in Washington because it's truly the beginning of our policy process. We have our chairman and vice chairman here in Washington, D.C. to coordinate with their staff liaisons, plan out their work for the year, and really talk about where this association is going to go from a policy perspective in the months to come.
Yeah, the meeting we're attending this week is committee leadership training for our chairs and vice chairs of our 7 policy committees for the National Cattlemen's. It's a great opportunity to come into DC, have a 2-day learning opportunity to kind of go over some of the particulars of parliamentary procedure, but also do a lot of convention prep. We know we're talking about some of the policy that we're looking at bringing forth at convention.
As the oldest and largest national cattle industry organization, NCBA is the voice of America's cattlemen and women. NCBA's goal is to lead on the issues that matter to their members in all states.
We're working on 10 to 15 issues at all times, and those issues affect what you do on the farm every day or on the ranch every day. So it's very important that you be a member and have a voice in that membership also.
There's really, honestly, no better way to become involved in decision making that is going to affect you and your business than through NCBA. It's been a great experience for me, and I highly recommend it for all the producers out there, no matter what size your operation is.
The staff that works every day in NCBA's Washington office and out on Capitol Hill is guided by the NCBA Policy Book. That roadmap for all of NCBA's policy positions is developed, proposed, and approved by producers themselves.
NCBA is a grassroots organization. All the policy comes up from the grassroots. Most of it comes up through the state affiliates. The state affiliates send these policy resolutions to the NCBA. We in our committees will discuss those, and if the members feel there's merit to these policies, they will adopt them.
NCBA is a grassroots organization, and that's how I ended up here. And I started out in the Wyoming Stock Growers, and before that I was an active member of a local county organization and worked my way and became involved and found it interesting to go to the state level, and from there I kept working and kept going, and I was interested in the federal lands and worked my way here. And so it starts at the bottom, which is the grass, and you form roots from there, and we come up with a national policy.
If you look around the room today, what you see are producers from all corners of the country and all different segments of the cattle industry who are giving up their time away from their families and operations to craft policy for this association, looking to the grassroots from coast to coast for inspiration for how we need to attack these issues in Washington, D.C. These really are the voices of cattle producers around the country, and that's where we get our policy direction from.
In 2023, one key area of focus for NCBA policy will be ensuring that a new farm bill avoids creating any new regulatory or market distortion that would place burdens on cattle producers. In addition, the goal is to be sure the farm bill includes the programs producers do want.
There's a lot of things in the farm bill that our producers use, such as in the conservation part about it. There's a lot of EQIP money out there that is being used for things that our producers ultimately use. There's also things in there like the CRP that's important, and things like how we react to drought and through the federal government. And so everything like that comes through the Farm Bill.
The producers who serve on NCBA policy committees will meet in person and over the phone several times throughout the year. And they'll work to make sure the NCBA professional staff that's on site every day in Washington has the direction they need to lead on cattle industry issues.
NCBA enjoys a reputation of leading on issues here in Washington, D.C. And our freedom and flexibility to do that and proceed aggressively on these issues is because we have the support of our cattle producers around the country to strongly advocate for their needs in Washington, D.C.
Having the NCBA team here is very, very important to what we do on the policy side. They're here, they're good, they know what's going on, they have an ear open all the time and can put it back to the rural areas on what's going on. So it's very important to have them here, just as important to have the producers on the Hill also.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.